Alright, so my name is Jirka. I'll just told you the theory behind search or Google search. I'll try to tell you how to put it in practice quickly, and then Honza will tell you how to put it in practice correctly. So I'll be talking mostly about Django, but what I'll be telling mostly applies to other Python projects, but the tool I'm using is for Django. Honza told you whenever you do this or something similar, so you build some small project, you need some search. For the first thing you want to do or you try is do some naive model search, text content, blah blah blah. It sort of works. Don't listen to Honza, it works if you have a small enough project. I needed something better, and I knew the other end of the spectrum was Elasticsearch. But it was Lucy, that means Java, that means a lot of memory required, and my home server didn't really have 16 plus gigabytes of memory to run the small Elasticsearch. So I needed something in the middle. I was searching quickly, and about 2.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I found something called django-watson. This is how you install it, so no messing with Java, your startup scripts, memory settings, whatever. That's the GitHub, and compared to Honza said, it's not PostgreSQL specific. It works on some databases. It works best on Postgres. It sort of works on MySQL. I unfortunately gave up MySQL a year ago when I finally realized it's no good. And it does a bit work on SQLite. It doesn't really work on MySQL or Oracle or any other Django database backends or NoSQL backends, obviously. Really, this is a real life code example. That's the critical line. The only line that really matters is somewhere up there is import Watson, and that's what you have, Watson.search. What it will do for you is, if you know this parameter, what will do for you, it will search through all of your registered models and give you all the hits that kind of matter, sorted by relevancy, so it does kind of calculate the relevancy of the search term in all the indexes or indices. And obviously it's not just pure magic. You have to register your models, so the way you do it, you do pip install django-watson, you put Watson in your settings.py in installed apps, and then I'll show you in the next page, you'll register your models. It's very simple, it's 1 line, 2 lines, and you build index. That's the critical part. If you start with small applications, it's super fast. If you have, like me, 1-2 gigabytes of data in your database, it will take a few hours, possibly. And that's the point where it actually builds the inverted index within the database. So exactly when it does all the lowercasing, stemming, blah, blah, blah. And in return, there's the last moment that you have to actually take care of configuring, indexing, maintaining it, because everything from that point on happens automatically. You don't have to do anything. Occasionally, if you introduce new models into your system, you have to remember that you have to register them, but you don't have to rebuild the index anymore. Django-watson will actually install post-save signal hooks. So whenever you save something in your database, when you update your model, whatever you delete a model, the index behind for that model is updated automatically. Right away. Obviously, there is a cost. The cost is sort of increased model save time, but in real life, it doesn't really make any difference, at least not my system. So, Watson search is the kind of the basic thing. For those who follow the Django development notes, you will notice that in 1.9 there will be a Postgres-specific search. It will be sort of similar, but it will only work by default on one model, so you can search one model. This searches across all models in your system. So if I'll show you later, I have a database of all kind of published vulnerabilities in the last 15 years in my database, and I can search all of them at once. Just to search, for example, PHP, it will give you a lot of results. That's how it works on the template. So again, this is basically a direct result of the search. It's an object. It's a template object. So you just do your search entry, hit that URL, because all the index models have the URL. All of them have to have absolute URLs, and you can actually store your custom data in the index. So if you want to remember for your, let's say, cars, you want to remember the color right in the index, so you have to look it up afterwards on the search result page. You can actually store it in the index. This is how you register a model. Yes, it could be optimized, obviously. But basically, at some point, the old system used to be in your models.py, the new system is in config. You basically say, register this model with Watson. And the store parameter basically tells you what extra arguments or parameters or fields you want to store within the index directly. And the benefit is the index is going to be slightly bigger, but you don't really have to do extra work for storing more or showing more information on the search results page. You obviously have to know which data you will need on the results page before you build the index. Any questions so far?
So this is the scheme for search.
What's that?
This is the scheme for search so far.
That's how you tell Watson which of your models you actually want to be indexed and saved in your database in the index form. So for which models? For all these models, I have 75 models in my application, and these models will have the inverted index created for them when I say Watson build index.
For the whole classes, or
yes,
just can you just explicitly state which attributes you want to have?
Yes, you can. Let's go there. This is a complicated registration, slightly more complex. My real-life application, our team uses track. I don't know if any of you use track. We wanted to search track from within my application, so I created a very small plugin. And here you can actually say which fields you want to store. Basically, if you need anything advanced, you can do something called search adapter, and you pass it an argument as an argument to the registration function. And in the adapter, you can actually customize what's going to be searched and indexed. By default, it's all text fields, but you can customize that. For this one, you can actually create increased relevance for some terms. If you want, for example, your page titles to be indexed with higher weight, so it will be kind of more popular in the search or higher in the results, you can make them as a description or title, and these have like special weights, extra bonus kind of rank in the search results.
Do you set up the stemming on these anagrams and so on?
That all happens in the background because it's the database work to do it for you. So stemming happens on the indexing. I said we can actually search through all the models, and that's often not really desirable because you want to search as part of the application. You want to search as your articles and not your portfolios, or you can want to search authors and not your articles. So you can do either the Watson search, which is global across all the registered models, or you can just filter your specific model for search term. So this is on one specific model. You can actually narrow it down to any of the registered models. And to give you some performance examples, I did it yesterday. Both the database and the kind of the Python code was running on the laptop over there with about 250 megabytes of data indexed. And you can see the results there. You can get 2,500 hits results in 0.16 seconds. This is an example of the stemming, so it doesn't matter whether you search for a project or projects, you get the same results. Or result. That's how it looks in the database. The disadvantage is that your database will grow quite a lot because it has to store the index. What Watson actually does is it stores a copy of your model at the point it was indexed. I don't know why. It might be possible to actually disable it. I haven't tried. It's kind of small letters, but for those who can actually see it, that's the inverted index kind of right there. All the lowercase stem words with their rankings, whatever it is. That's what I was talking about. And what Postgres database does, it builds on this inverted index, it should build one extra index on top of that. It's called GIN index. I don't know the theory behind that, but it allows searching in this index very quickly, and it does all the stemming and everything. So it actually works really well. And my database is, I don't know how many, a couple million, but yeah.
What was the name of the index in Postgres?
GIN, G-I-N.
Ah,
so my database has about a couple million entries in this index, and you saw the search results in split a second for anything. And yeah, you can see the table is 200 megabytes, and the index itself is more than that because of the gin stemming, whatever. So that's the price you pay for it.
How long it takes, in your case, the full reindexing of the whole database?
It would take a few hours.
A few hours.
Yeah, because it has to read all the data in the database, do the stemming, flower casing, and then save it later. Yeah.
And does it follow continuous?
Well, once you index it, once you install Watson, you index it, and then you don't have to do anything, because every single time you save a model, either update or create a new one, Watson will take care of that. So once you index your database, all the future subsequent updates will automatically be indexed in the background. So you do it once and you forget about it. You just search.
Did you do the batch imports into your models? What is the impact on the batch importing? Does it actually increase the time of the import?
I haven't tried and did batch imports, but I would imagine that it will increase the import time at least 2 twice or 3 times, because it has to index it and save the index as well. So every single database save is actually doubled, and some calculations on top of that. Sure.
Have you made any comparison to Bush library?
I did look at Bush and when I was looking at this, but this took my name exactly, so I didn't really do any big comparisons.
Does the Watson support casing? It will build the index in the background, so
Well,
salary or stuff like that.
you can do it, I guess. You would have to, basically the way it works, that I was talking about the basic setup. You can have something called search engines. The default one works as I described. I actually have 2, one for the main database, one for the track database, and you can search within the engine, but you can customize the engine, so I would imagine that you could basically upload those indexing to Celery.
Does it need to run in the same database as the data?
You just use the standard Django database routers to save the index in the database, and again, same for reading. So you basically do the routers.py, db for read, db for write for this Watson data, Watson table. It's a basically extra model. So within your Django application, you get a model you work with. And you can obviously save the model in whatever database you want, so you can have a separate database for it. It would have to be the same database. Actually, hold on. You wouldn't, no, you have to be in the same database because it's easy triggers on save, so the trigger has to be in the same database for it. So the Postgres does the stemming and everything, so it has to be the same database.
So it's a database trigger. So it's like post state.
It uses combination of Django signals, post state hooks, and triggers. Somehow it uses both of them. I don't know exactly why.
Does anybody has any comparison of this towards the Elasticsearch?
Oh.
Advantages, disadvantages?
Elasticsearch is way bigger and way more capable. This is a improvement solution. It works well for me, but I have a small database with 15 active users. Elasticsearch, you can span the first cluster of computers. You can't span this.
Also, I believe Monzo will follow with this like DSL stuff for Elasticsearch, so we will definitely make some.
Okay?
Which languages are supported by this?
Whatever your database supports. So by default, Postgres uses English, but whatever is in Postgres, you can use it. You can just it's a configuration option on your search engine. So once you register your Watson, you register your model, you can say use this search engine, Watson search engine, and in that you can configure your stemming and I did have it open on my laptop. It uses the standard English by default. Tak jo, díky.